What's up, YouTube family and Browns fans everywhere? This is Cleveland football, and I'm your host, Terrence Hudson. All right. This is my Super Bowl edition. I want to touch on the Super Bowl quickly. Hats off to the Rams for winning their first Super Bowl in Los Angeles. I didn't pick the Rams. I actually picked the Bengals. I thought the Bengals were in control of the game, but they couldn't hold on to the end. So hats off and congratulations to the Rams. And then I have to say that the refs were letting them play all game in the deep in the backfield, defensive backfield, backs and receivers, letting them play all game. And they wait to the end. They got wait to the end on the tackiest call to throw the flag. Like I don't know. I believe he choked there. That's just my thought process. He choked. The referee I'm speaking about. But hey, the Rams pulled it out. They did what they had to do. But I really want to touch on this narrative and this picture that has been painted regarding Odell Beckham's Jr. exit from Cleveland, right? So I'm listening to the game and I hear something of the sort, and I'm paraphrasing that Cleveland just threw him away, threw him out on the street. Like, wait a minute. And others in the media have painted this picture too, that Cleveland pushed Odell Beckham out the door, or pushed him out on the street. Like where have you been for the last 4 years or so? Like, where have you been? Like, we all know that Odell Beckham Jr. wanted out of Cleveland. We all know, all right, or I'll even go as far as to argue, Odell never wanted to be in Cleveland. From the time he got traded, it wasn't his choice. All right, leaving the Giants, they traded him. They told him where he was going. It wasn't his choice. He didn't want to be here. Right? So this picture that Cleveland threw him away. No, he never wanted to be here from the beginning. So people say, oh, well, look what he did when he got to Los Angeles. It was like night and day, and it was, and I agree. Because the Odell that the Rams got the second half of this season is not the Odell that we've had for the previous 3 seasons or so. All right? His first season, he had 1,000 yards over 1,000 yards in Cleveland, decent season, but as a team, we didn't do much. After that, I mean, his time here, he was hurt a lot. He looked uninspired, right? He had a little bit of a spark the 20 season, and then he tore his ACL. Right? But for the most part, he never wanted to be in Cleveland. He looked mostly uninspired. So as to say, blaming Baker for his lack of production. Okay, I'm gonna say Baker had his own problems, all right? But then OBJ had his own problems too outside of Baker. A problem as if you somewhere where you don't want to be. And for all you have been out there have been somewhere where you don't want to be, whether working somewhere that you really don't want to work, being on a job that you really don't want to be on, are you going to be at your best? Being in a relationship that you really don't want to be in and you trying to find a way out, are you going to be good in that relationship? OBJ never wanted to be in Cleveland. So to paint that picture, to get on TV and paint this picture as if Cleveland threw him out to the dogs, like, come on. Get out of here. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. And then when his dad tweeted the video out, during last season, that was it. That was it after that. I mean, what it's become an untenable situation. Like, how can you go back in the locker room? How can you face your quarterback? And granted, Baker had his problems, but most of Baker's problems was Baker's problems. And Odell had his problems, and a lot of Odell problems was Odell problems. There were some times during the season where Baker went to him on 4th down, put the ball in his hands, and he dropped it. So, and another thing you got to realize, you playing in Cleveland. This is the AFC North, where at least 10, 11 of your games you playing in Baltimore, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, like gritty, old steel mill towns, Rust Belt. Like when it's November, even late October hit, it's cold, it's gritty. You getting it? Odell didn't want that. Odell ended up right where he wanted to be. All right. And he pulled it off. It happened. They won the Super Bowl, and he was a big part of that, and they contributed. I can't take that away from him. He's forever a champion. You can't take that away from him. All right? I'm just asking to tell the truth when the story is told. I'm just saying, oh, they just threw him away. The Browns just threw him out on the street and threw him like this. We know it didn't happen that way. You're not gonna come out and say, oh, I just never would. No, you never wanted to be in Cleveland, like from the jump. So that's where I'm at with that. That was one thing that agitated me, and to hear that, and even to watch others in the news or in the media still painting this picture of this narrative that somehow Cleveland did him wrong and all this. Like, you somewhere where you ain't want to be. You was uninspired. Come on. But that's what I got for you. Looking forward to the draft, and if I'm wrong about this, let me know. Let me know. Drop something in the comment section. Let me know. But those of us who've been in Cleveland, I've watched almost every game that Odell Beckham Jr. played since he's been in Cleveland. All right, to know. All right, when someone's inspired and when someone's uninspired or really into the game or want to be in the game or just know the story or the progression of what happened, right? But then they and folks who do know get on TV and spin something else. Like, come on. But that's where we at. I didn't want to spend this much time here, but I had to get that out there. And if you notice, when I talked about keep going, when I talked about Baker and five questions that you had to have, that I even mentioned, I didn't mention Odell Beckham Jr. because I've always looked at his problems as his problems. His problems is his problems. So I didn't even mention Odell in those comments regarding Baker, right? Because I knew, but that's where we at. So if you like, hit the like button. Be sure to share, be sure to comment, and be sure to subscribe.